Yo, what up you guys, MxgicIQ here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make the most amount of money in the least amount of time on Need for Speed Unbound, the quickest way to get your cash up and build those cars that you guys really been looking forward to. I hope you guys have been enjoying the builds recently. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and please check out my Twitch, link down below in the description. Every time I start a stream, I get you guys saying, hey, I see you stream over on Twitch too. I never even knew that until this stream. But you guys, the link's in the video of every single thing I upload. The link to my Twitch is there, so make sure you guys check it out. I really appreciate it if you guys can hit that follow button over there. But without further ado, let's get straight into this video, man. So the car you're going to be using to do this, the most important thing, is the Testarossa. This thing gets this specific race done in a very quick time. Now, I averaged it about 4 to 5 minutes to complete this action that you're going to be doing, which is one race, and that's also taking into consideration all the people that are going to take forever to finish after you do, because you're going to absolutely dust them. When you start this race and when you end this race, it lets you out right by where you need to challenge it, which is perfect. But first, let's go over the build. So we're going to be using, obviously, the Ferrari Testarossa in A-Class. I've already done a build on this thing, so you guys can check the link in the description for that build video. What I'm just going to do is skim over the parts, so make sure you guys pause. I don't want to take up too much time doing this. What I will tell you, though, is that it is the third 4-liter over from the right, or from the left. So 1, 2, it is the 414 brake horsepower 4-liter V8. All the parts here you guys can see are all sport except for the exhaust, which has been upgraded to pro, and the forced induction is a sports roots supercharger. Everything else is if you were doing a full grip build, as well as the same auxiliaries, nitrous grip and drift. You're going to run 100% grip on this build and max downforce with 1 click to the right of steering sensitivity. Brake tap is your drift entry, as always for all my builds. Traction control is off. Again, if you guys want a better breakdown of the build, make sure you guys click the link down below in the description to go see that. But the race you're going to want to do with this car is going to be Old Town Road. I will show you guys gameplay of this at the end, but all I want to do is break down the numbers for you guys right now and just show you how simple it is to do this race. It's an endurance race that essentially takes you from around where Blue Collar is all the way down to where Smoke Show is ran. And at that point, you will be able to end the race right there and get right back to where you need to challenge it. Usually it lets you out somewhere around here, depending on how fast the pack is to finish the race. You just drive right back over and you challenge it again. I've averaged it out to make around 40K. When there's 8 people in the lobby and you get in the top 2 spots, you make around $60,000, $60,500 or $65,500 to be exact if you get first place with 8 people in the lobby, as it is a 2.3x multiplier at that point. But I average it around 40 to 30K, just to take into consideration if there's only 2 or 3 people racing it and you get first or second, or if there's 8 people in the lobby and you get 4th or 5th, you'll still get that 40K. So I broke it down to take about 4 to 5 minutes to do this, but you can get as low as a 320 in the race. I've already gotten 329s. The gameplay I'm going to be showing you is a 334 just because it was cleaner, but I actually got the 329 with my boy Voided while crashing. So if you do this properly and you only take about 4 to 5 minutes to challenge and run this race every time, you can make around 600K an hour. The best case scenario, obviously, would be to make 60K and get this race done that many times, and it would be 14 times about you can run this race. So if I do 60K times 14, you can make up to about $850,000 an hour, which is great because this race is super easy, it's super fun, and you're gonna be pretty consistent with it. But right now, I'm gonna hop into that gameplay just so you guys can see how to run this track and how easy it really is to drive and why you need to use this car. And we're gonna go over a couple other builds you guys can use if you guys don't like the Testarossa. Let's jump straight into it. Alrighty, you guys, the gameplay is running in the background, but this track is an endurance race, so it is just one race in the playlist. You get it done and you go and run it again. Another car you guys can run for this that is pretty decent is the top speed build in an R34, which I'm going to release another version of on my channel here coming soon. So you're going to want to launch the Testarossa in second if you guys didn't go and check out that video and are just trying to speed run it here. This car is very easy to use in automatic as well because of the fact that first gear is still a pretty decent gear to launch in. This first corner, you can micro drift it, but if you want to just play it safe, nobody else is really going to keep up with you, man. This is a pretty safe run for me. I didn't make a lot of mistakes, but I also didn't take a lot of risks, and I still put down a 334. So I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of the gameplay and just pause when I need to make key notes about how to take certain sections and go over what you should do if you're not comfortable with doing so. So enjoy the gameplay. I'll stop it when I need to give you guys a tip. So the move we just performed right there is called a Tron turn. If you guys are curious on what a Tron turn is, it's when you have a full crown of nitrous. What you're going to want to do coming up to this section with this hairpin, especially in this car, is build up as much nitrous as possible and e-brake and hit the burst NOS at the same time while slightly turning your car, and then kind of let off of the turning because it'll whip you around real fast and you don't want to over rotate. If you're not comfortable with performing this procedure, on this corner, you can just wall ride or just take the corner regularly micro drifting. I just prefer to Tron it as it is quicker. So let's take another look at that again. We stack the NOS up here, get that full crown, burst, e-brake, turn right into it. If you go too deep into the trees, you will lose traction. And we're just gonna ride this out normally. You can get a double crown there. That is ideal. Doesn't really matter though for this run because all we're going to do is complete this as quickly as possible without crashing. Being very safe. Coming around this corner, it's great to micro drift that. Can also get a full crown there, but I was unable to do so for whatever reason. Now what you're going to want to do is kind of save your burst NOS going through here. You're going to stack it up all the way until we get to this section of blue collar right here, and you're going to Tron turn this corner again. It's a little bit sketchier of a corner to Tron turn. As you see, we get kind of out of whack there. Lost a decent amount of time with all that swerving back and forth. But you can actually double crown that corner too. It's a little harder to do, but if you can get around that corner with another crown and Tron that as well, it's great. Here, we're going to initiate the micro drift and burst through the micro drift. Be careful doing that because you can over-rotate the car easily as well. Perform a little bit of a Tron here. I did it a little early, didn't really need to, honestly. I found out later while running lower and lower times that you can just micro drift that corner and burst through it and just fight to over-rotate, and it'll be way smoother and quicker. Feel free to use your burst NOS all the way down this downhill section, even up until this last point here. And this is when you're going to start saving NOS right after this corner. So we're going to save all our burst here. I don't remember if I do in this gameplay or not, but to be most ideal, you would save your burst NOS there and then Tron this corner as well. As you see in this gameplay, I obviously didn't because I was being safe. That is an alternative way you can take that section, and it is still very, very smooth. Heading through here, a full bar to Tron this corner would be ideal as well, because otherwise you do get pretty bouncy in this thing and go wide, but it's okay. Just make sure you keep the car straight, go along the dirt, and take that section, and you'll still be pretty far off. You'll do all right. You're still not going to mess up the time that bad, and you can stay under that 4-minute mark to complete this race. Car does get bouncy in this section, but it's okay. Just let it level out. Don't turn while your emergency lights are on, guys. I don't know why, but if you turn while your emergency lights are on, it's over. This car doesn't like it. Coming up to this last section here, what you can do is get a full crown for this corner, burst through it. This last one you can just micro drift into and burst out of as well. Go a little wide there, but it's all good. And we're going to come across the finish line here, putting down a 3:35, which is pretty respectable for this track. Alrighty, you guys, my fastest time on that race so far is a 3:29.34. It is a very fast track. It is very fun to drive, and it is very easy to drive. So it makes you, very consistent in the A class. You can kind of learn how to use your car and make money while doing it. I know it gets repetitive running the same race over and over again. So if you guys would like alternative options to this, let me know, and I'll do some more research in the game to figure out what other options may be for you. But in terms of the endurance races, which are the one race playlist, which are very easy and very quick to do, this is the shortest one and gets you that money in the shortest amount of time. Like I said, earning up to $840,000 in the best situations possible an hour. So It's great to do. It's great to get that money for builds. And if you guys need any more tips and tricks, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, comment, and please, let your friends know that they don't have to be doing all those extra playlists to make money. They only have to do one race. Even if it gets repetitive, you can use different cars. Ferrari, R34, whatever top speed build you come up with. Let me know if you want me to post it, and I'll give you credit. I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been MxgicIQ, and I'm out.